Hello folks, this is Kevin with Reality Rope Access, an association-backed rope access training company specific to pitched roofing systems that operates within the worldwide standards for rope access technicians, located approximately 45 minutes north of Houston, Texas. Today's informational video is an introduction to two-story steep roof access that we hope will help determine if this unique type of work is appropriate for you. If you happen to be one of the capable few, well, I have some good news for you. Not only are your services in high demand, but you are in a great position for financial gain in a field where most others simply cannot compete. We begin with the topic of risk simply because fall-related injuries and fatalities are very costly to any company and devastating at the individual level. Comprehensive risk management programs must identify their risk, analyze the specific features of their risk, design means for controlling negative consequences of risk exposure, which sometimes favors transferring the risk to an independent third party, orchestration of comprehensive strategy to reduce their risk, and regular assessment of how well the implementation of their plan is working. Now let us introduce the concept of an authorized person, who is essentially someone with the ability to significantly reduce an employer's risk for a fall-related injury within their company. That stated, let's identify 3 critical characteristics of an authorized person that would make them very attractive to any company whose product required the access of a pitched roofing structure. We start with inherent traits because it is a worker's predisposed features that represents the highest potential production and the least amount of risk. So when we speak of inherent traits, essentially we are referring to your comfort levels at height, your overall strength and fitness, and your mechanical understanding, especially under stressful conditions. Not everyone is cut out to work 2-story steep assignments. A certain percentage of people can overcome physical limitations with the right training and equipment. However, most people are simply not capable of the safe access of everything steep and tall. Gravity is a bully with its own set of laws that quite frankly could care less about your company's economic or politically oriented protocol. Give gravity the opportunity and you could end up looking like this. So remember folks that no job is worth the price of your mobility. Some of the best examples of the genetically predisposed can be found in the ladder assist industry. These people are young, fit, and fearless with a great deal of upper body strength and very little equipment needs other than a hooked ladder and a good pair of cougar paws. Companies with successful programs know that the most important step to reducing incidents, injuries, and fatalities amongst their workforce is careful selection of those who they will assign 2-story steep responsibilities. Overwhelmingly, what we have seen is that forcing your entire workforce into the theater of 2-story steep access, even with the best of training and equipment, will not reduce risk. On average, only 20% of frontline workers are good candidates. Another 20% might be fair candidates, but the majority of workers should never exceed the limits of a 6/12 pitch. The next component of a good 2-story steep worker is linked to the tools that they use. Current residential construction practice does not address our access needs or our safety needs. Therefore, in many aspects, we are only as effective as the equipment that we choose to carry with us. Slip-resistant footwear and even slip-resistant clothing like these shorts from Steep Gear are extremely viable tools for minimizing risk and maximizing access to areas that were never intended to accommodate human traffic. Hooked ladders like this chicken ladder that are manufactured for the purpose of scaling steep slopes are not for every roofing access situation, however, can be very useful for a variety of access scenarios. There are several types of hook ladders to choose from, each with distinctly different features with respect to weight, length, pitch limitations, as well as compatibility with fall protection harnesses and gear. Remember, most roof access tools come with a lofty price tag, therefore it is always wise to do your research and even test drive them where possible to avoid a costly mistake. True mastery of efficiently accessing all that is steep and tall requires a very comprehensive approach. Every access situation comes with its own unique set of circumstance. Hook ladders like this one will ultimately fill the void where ground-based anchors to build a rope access system are simply not available. All tools have their limitations. Some hook ladders are rated for securing a climber for hip-end access, and some are not. The disregard for the manufacturer's instructions can greatly increase personal risk for injury. Pitch is yet another important consideration when using a hook ladder. Exceeding manufacturer's pitch limitations can exceed working load limit, which can cause product deformation and even catastrophic failure. Rope access gear includes a variety of components to facilitate mobility and hands-free work without any pitch limitations. Rope access kits should include a tagline assembly that will enable a user to place a light tagline over a multi-story roof and pull a climbing rope into place from the safety of ground level without causing any damage to rope or shingles. Rope access kits should also include pivot line assembly components that will allow a climber 360-degree access from a single pivot anchor point assembled on top of the ridge cap across the primary slopes. Ladders are hands down the most important component of any authorized person's access equipment collection. Ladder accessories are extremely important for avoiding the two primary causes of catastrophic ladder failure, also known as kick-out and lateral eave-line slippage. Drones are very useful for eliminating the risk of fall-related injury. However, they too have limitations with respect to the documentation of wind lift damage, improper fastener placement, revealing damage that exists under roofing tarps, and they are incapable of performing a human reinspection when it has been requested. Acquired skills or learned skills enable an authorized person to understand the most safe and efficient means of access and avoid the countless number of costly mistakes made by those who have come before them. Remember, folks, that sport climbing gear and process is not designed, engineered, or recognized by OSHA or ANSI as a safe process for hands-free work at heights. Properly sequenced training at an appropriate training venue is essential for the safe transfer of knowledge. It begins at ground level, where participants learn how to construct OSHA-compliant lifelines and use those lifelines in a manner that is consistent with the equipment manufacturer's recommendations, where risk is low before progressing to real-world field applications at steeper and higher levels. Rope access training in and of itself does not guarantee appropriate levels of understanding. Therefore, credible programs incorporate a series of skills testing to ensure the transfer of critical information. Correct harness application, proper lifeline component assembly, safe ladder use, slope to slope and slope to ladder transitions, pivot line construction and use, lifeline placement from the safety of ground level, self-rescue that would allow a climber to avoid the damaging effects of suspension trauma, where outside rescue assistance is not readily available, and knot tying comprehension represent a minimum of demonstrated skills to be verified before a class participant achieves the status of an authorized worker. If you are interested in learning more about becoming an authorized person, please feel free to call us or visit our website at realityropeaccess.com. If you'd like to try out any of the equipment displayed in this video without any commitment to purchase, please call or email at training@realityropeaccess.com. Thank you for watching our video. If you found it helpful, then please click on the like button and leave us a comment.